Good morning, it's Wendy Smith here, and I am talking today about conflict creators and how to deal with them. It's actually a manipulation and control tactic um, for somebody who is desperate to have attention, regardless of whether it's a positive or a negative. Any attention is good attention as long as they've got control of your mind and your emotions. And it's really quite cruel. Um, so they want your reaction and your involvement because, as I said, they have your attention even during the conversation. But you'll be thinking about it afterwards. It will have upset you. It will take you some time to calm down. You may go ahead and talk to other people about it, which then means that they're still in control of you. So we want to resolve that because those types of people just aren't the types of people that we have time for. Life's more important. Life is, for us to live freely. And we don't need those types of people in our lives. So we would have to learn how to refuse to engage. And with some of us, it's just been a habit. And we just jump to defend ourselves. And this is actually what they figured out, and this is why they continue to do it. You may have your peaceful periods, but you will also then find that at some point it's almost like they get bored, so they want something that's going to be of interest to them. And conflict arguments is something that, for many reasons, feels comfortable for them, and it's almost like they need a bit of action, a bit of drama. Because it feeds them. They're actually enjoying living off of the pain and confusion and everything that they're causing. So this is, why they do it. It's to us it would seem, why would we do that? But if we're searching for our own inner peace, we need to learn how to deal with these people. And what I'm going to say is, we, as we refuse to engage, we need to also look at the fact that maybe this has been something that's come up. You might have, like myself in my past, I noticed that there were cycles. So I would handle one, they would leave my life, and the next one would come in. So that was when I decided that it was about me. I had to learn to do different things. I had to change things within myself. Vulnerabilities, our fears, doubts, anxieties, lack of confidence, lack of self-esteem, feeling low, having been abused or living in situations where trying to resolve conflict was part of everyday life. So it feels like the norm, and if it's not happening, they start to wonder why. And they start to feel uncomfortable themselves. So to feel comfortable again, they need to create that conflict because it just feels more normal for them. So ultimately, they're going to need to do some work at some point if they need to resolve that. But if you remove yourself from the equation, they'll get bored because they're not getting that response, and they may well choose to leave your life. Or you may choose to, just shut them out of your life anyway, which is a really healthy way to be. You don't need people in your life that are constantly seeking to upset just because they've got nothing else going on in their life. That's making them feel purposeful, fulfilled, excited in ways that, we all seek to find for ourselves. And it's, that's just the way they are. But we don't need to have that around us. So it's actually referring to a state that, they've either become used to it, or it's that they're in conflict themselves. They're out of alignment. They're needing to make other people feel insecure because they're feeling insecure themselves. It's almost like a shield. They're actually being defensive as well. And they bring out your defensive side. So it could be, need to be liked. It could be a need to fit in. It could be that, we need to also become more careful about who we allow into our lives. We also need to learn the lesson of how to recognize it when it's going on. We also need to learn how to resist our temptations to step in, be defensive. So, a lot of understanding goes into coaching to help us to resolve, a long-standing issue of conflict creators coming into our lives. We also need to have a bit of self-reflection. This is often something that can be very challenging for some people. But looking at ourselves to see whether we're actually that type of person in some way, shape, or form as well. Whether we sometimes tend to feel bored and, maybe have an argument with somebody, maybe because, we want to get our own way, or, because in some way we need to take responsibility for who we are as well, which also helps us to stop attracting these people. So, a bit of self-control, learning how to handle those emotions, but also we really need to work on those things that they have triggered, that we have felt as if we need to defend ourselves for, and see whether there is actually any element of truth in it. If there is, then we can actually improve upon it, so that they could actually be used to our advantage by pointing out the things that we can improve upon, or become more solid in our belief of who we are. And that's what I do as a coach. So, as always, you could either, like my channel so that you get videos like this as and when they come up. Planning to do them weekly now, because it's just so important to get all this stuff out there. But also, I've, my Facebook page, my email address will be below. You can send me a message if you need help to work on these things and you've realised that this is you, and this is relevant to you, and you want to start making those changes to be able to certainly not be a target in future, but also to how to handle anybody that's coming across this and resist any of those habits that have, helped you to feel that you need to defend yourself. So I'll pop those details below. I look forward to working with you if that's something you need to do, and otherwise use these if you're looking at self-improvement for yourself, and this is a good guide for you to get started. So, all right, well, have a lovely day. It's almost the weekend here. We've got a bit of snow here in the Highlands of Scotland today, so we're wrapping up a little bit warmer. But yes, have a lovely weekend. Bye bye.